Nice! The Sultanate of RUM is here. Sane people play France, Austria, even the Byzantines, damn it. But no, we like stress for 150 years. Fine, here we go. Time to dive into Aq Qoyunlu's guide using vassal strategy. This guide breaks down everything you need to know about early wars, alliances, and expansion. Aq Qoyunlu is perfect for pulling off a vassal swarm strategy, and the best part is you get to expand fast without spending tons of admin points. Here's how you set it up. Before moving on to our initial setup, go in the comments and let me know what your strategy is when playing Aq Qoyunlu. The first thing you should do is set up your estates. Grab the +1 mana points from each estate: admin, military, and diplomatic. Give the religious diplomats to ulema to get better relations with our fellow Muslim states. Take loans from the merchant guilds to give you early funds. Use the religious unity buff from the Dhimmi estate to handle the pesky Coptic provinces you start with. You'll need this to keep stability up and avoid unrest early on. The goal here is to give the rest of the privileges after the first 1-2 wars, when we will have gotten our crown lands back to 15 or 20%. Then we will be able to get the rest of the privileges to cap on our manpower, tax, etc. Now let's talk about alliances. Aq Qoyunlu is surrounded by threats, but you can use this to your advantage. Early on, you'll want to ally both the Ottomans and Ajam. These alliances will help you survive while you build up your power base. But keep in mind that the Ottomans are both an ally and a future enemy. Here's where you can do a big brain move. Use the Ottomans to fight you other enemies and at the same time drain their resources, both ducats and manpower. Call them into wars that are strategically important for you but less so for them. For example, try call them into the early wars against Qoyunlu and Mamluks. These wars will likely have racked up debt and suffered manpower losses. This puts them in a weaker position for when you eventually turn on them. You can strike when they're low on manpower, fighting another war, or deep in debt. The goal here is to have them help you expand, all while setting them up for a fall later on. Historically, this kind of strategy reflects the real power dynamics in the region. The great powers often engaged in alliances of convenience, only to be backstabbed later. By draining their resources, you mirror how smaller states chipped away at larger empires' strength. Our tribal government mechanics offer unique opportunities for boosting your manpower. The key feature is tribal allegiance, which grows through successful wars and specific missions. By increasing tribal allegiance, you unlock powerful bonuses, including access to the conscript from the tribe's decision. This action grants an immediate boost of 6,000 manpower by raising cavalry units and then cancelling them. Timing this government mechanic at the right moment, typically before a major war, ensures you have the manpower needed for critical battles. This is very handy in the early wars. By the way guys, if you have found anything of value for your games in this video or in my channel, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Our very first mission is to tame the eagle, and for this we should attack Hisn Kayfa and Dulkadir, whom they ally 90% of the time. This is a small, one-province minor that poses no real threat. The real threat here is time, as we need to keep moving fast in the first years of the campaign to declare war and annex them. Do not core their land, as they will be part of Iraq when released. Next, turn your attention to Dulkadir. This war should be straightforward, and once you've annexed them, you're ready for the next phase. We will get cores in all these provinces. Both of these early wars should be quick and decisive. This will allow us to start on our mission tree getting into Anatolian lands. With Hisn Kayfa and Dulkadir gone, you should focus on Karaman and Ramazan. These two nations control strategic provinces in Anatolia, notably the trade node of Adana, and taking them out will give you more control over the region. Karaman is a bit tougher than your earlier targets, but by now you should have a strong enough army to take them on. After Karaman, move on to Ramazan. Several times they are already conquered by Karaman, like in my case, and in others they are allied the Ottomans, in which case you will have to wait. Historically, the Karamanids were a thorn in the side of both the Ottomans and Aq Qoyunlu. they would frequently change their allegiances between rivals. In-game, defeating Karaman early helps prevent them from becoming a bigger threat, much like in history when they were annexed by the Ottomans in 1487 after years of rebellion and instability. By now you should have consolidated your power in Anatolia, and it's time to set your sights on the Mamluks, Aq Qoyunlu and Ottomans. In your first war against Aq Qoyunlu, the primary goal is to dismantle their power and expand your influence across the Persian region. Historically, the white sheep Turkomans, Aq Qoyunlu, and black sheep Turkomans, Aq Qoyunlu, were fierce rivals. Use this rivalry to fuel your expansion by weakening Aq Qoyunlu through decisive battles, targeting key provinces like the ones in the Iraq region. Don't forget to use your vassals to core the captured provinces. Also, call in allies like Ajam or even the Ottomans to take the brunt of the fighting while you seize valuable territory. Our main objective here is to get the provinces and release Iraq and even Armenia. Egypt, the Levant and parts of Arabia are under the control of the Mamluks, holding some of the most valuable land. Once you're strong enough, use your vassal claims and feed Syria the Levantine provinces, ensuring rapid expansion without overextending. Try to call the Ottomans one last time to assist in the war effort and waste more money and manpower. Once untouchable, the Mamluks were blindsided at the Battle of Marj Dabik, proving that even the most powerful empires can fall when they least expect it. The final and most dangerous foe will be the Ottomans. By this point, they've likely grown powerful, but if you've weakened them by dragging them into your wars, they'll be more vulnerable. Throughout your early campaign, keep improving relations and curving favors with the Ottomans so you can keep calling them into your wars. But always keep good relations with their northern neighbors, namely Austrians, Hungary, Poland, and Venice. Once they lay claims on your provinces and break the alliance, you'll want to ally with one or more of them and immediately start curving favors to counterbalance their power. Optimally, you should strike first when they're involved in a major war, like against Venice or Hungary. Now, let's talk idea groups. Aq Qoyunlu has several options, but for the vassal swarm strategy, here's the ideal path. Influence ideas. This is a must for vassal management. Cheaper integration, more diplomatic slots, and increased vassal loyalty will help you maintain control over your swarm. Administrative ideas. Reduced coring costs and increased governing capacity will be crucial as you expand. This idea group complements the vassal swarm strategy perfectly, allowing you to manage your new conquests efficiently. Offensive or quantity ideas. Choose one to bolster your military. Offensive ideas give you superb generals, while quantity allows you to field a massive army. Finally, let's touch on Aq Qoyunlu's mission tree. Your missions will guide much of your early expansion, especially in the push toward forming Persia or the RUM Sultanate. Focus on completing Rally the Turkomans and Tame the Eagle early on to gain tribal allegiance and claims on neighboring provinces. These missions will fuel your expansion, granting you claims and bonuses that will make your conquest easier. So, now that you've nailed the Aq Qoyunlus and you're ready to expand across the Middle East and Anatolia, there's actually one more approach that can make managing your game a lot smoother. It's a tactic that not many people use, but it can make a huge difference in keeping everything under control while you continue to expand. In the next video, I'll walk you through exactly how to pull it off step by step. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. It could be a real game changer for your games. Go ahead, click here, and let's dive into it.